Hello friends, this is Brain from GameBrain.media, and we're going to play Assetto Corsa. And I'm just getting myself back into the game. I have 100 hours in the game, so I used to play it rather obsessively. Well, maybe 100 hours is not that obsessive, is it? But yeah, I've run this game quite a bit. It is a wonderful game. It is one of my favorite racing games of all time, frankly. In the next couple days, I'm going to be busting out a couple of special oldies but goodies. So just a little teaser. But for now, we're going to be looking at Assetto Corsa. Like I said, I have played a lot. I had this set up in the garage where I had my play seat, but I got tired of freezing my butt off. So I've moved everything upstairs, including the shifter. And that is truly a game changer, just to have all the extra buttons. All right, now talk a few minutes about this. I am using the G27, which is that wheel, pedals, and gear shifter setup on the left-hand side of the screen in that picture. Whoops. This is the G29, which is an evolution of the G27, a newer version, right? It's got a buttload of extra buttons on it, as you can see. However, I paid, I think, $300 for my G27, and it still works. It rocks. I've had it for, I dare say, 10 years. I would have to look in my Amazon, but I've had this wheel for a very long time. All right. I believe I spent, I might have spent like $229 back in the day. It was $300 list price, and I got it on a smoking sale. And I'm a frugal gamer. I put things on my wish list. I put things on my shopping list. I keep looking. Holy cow! It's 25% off. I jump, or 50% off. A lot of games, I value them. I've told you my valuation system. I'm on $1 an hour for a game. If I pay $20 for a game, I expect that game to give me 20 hours worth of fun. I paid probably $39 or $40 for Assetto Corsa because when it came out brand new, I jumped on it because it had great reviews from the early adopters or the beta peeps and the videos, and it was just going to be the next best thing to R Factor 1. And of course, I had gone through R Factor 2 and Game Stock Cars and so many other games. And yeah, I ended up in iRacing and did that for a little while, but yeah, I was a racing nerd for a long time. Anyway, I have the G27 like I showed you a minute ago, and the newest version, or the newer iteration or evolution of that wheel is the G29. However, there's also this guy, the Logitech G920 driving force rally wheel. Blah, blah, blah. This works on, the other one probably works on, okay, this says works on PC, Mac, Xbox One, Xbox Series XS. I do not see that this works on PlayStation. Aha! And there is an Xbox button on this wheel. Okay, that's probably why a lot of people like this guy, because it is compatible with PlayStation. Alright, so it's got some extra bells and whistles on it that go with PlayStation, if you're a PlayStation gamer. But dude, if we're all PC gamers like me, I'm a PC gamer, I don't care. Okay, now the I have never seen this. G923 for Xbox, yabba dabba doo. Okay, let's open that one up and let's take a peek real quick. Okay, so my G27, I think I paid, like I said, $250 or $240. Maybe I paid $200 after it was on sale. I watched it for a long time. Bye-bye. This one, the G29 is $300. This, the G923 for Xbox, yabba dabba doo. And there again is an Xbox button. So this is probably just an evolution of the 920 that we just talked about. There's another one that works with, PlayStation like this. This is the G29. So anyway, if you haven't raced with a wheel and you want to play Assetto Corsa, I highly recommend getting a wheel. Playing with a gamepad would just suck, but I think all gamepad games suck. Or I think playing any game with a gamepad sucks, not gamepad games suck. All right, we're done there. Also want to point out then that if you do jump in and buy a wheel, now clearly you won't just jump in and buy a wheel. If you haven't already been trying to play racing video games with the keyboard and mouse or a gamepad, and I'm going to tease you again, I'm going to pull out a couple of retro games, and I started running one of those games with nothing but a keyboard, and then I got a gamepad that would work with my computer. Dude, we're going way back, way back. But that is where I cut my teeth, and that is where I got hooked on multiplayer online racing. Now, since then, I've backed off to just single player racing because I only race sporadically. Back then, I was race every night, man. When I got off work, bam, I hit the fast food joint. I didn't even want to make dinner and eat healthy food. I just wanted to get in front of the computer and race. Go find my buddies and pound them out. We did a lot of fun stuff in a lot of different games throughout my gaming history. So, I went, like I said, from keyboard and mouse racing to gamepad racing. Then I bought a Logitech Momo. Momo. It was $89. I swear to God, this was 15 years ago, dude. And, all right, this has become more of a conversation about racing wheels and the evolution of racing games than just jumping into Assetto Corsa. So, I just wanted to point out that Race Department is a phenomenal resource. You will find things like this. Okay. And let me do a quick jump into here and show you this other link. Ta-da. A guide for the G27 and other wheels. How to configure your game for racing games. And now that I mention it, damn it, I'm going to have to go ahead and exit Assetto Corsa and start up my Logitech profiler. Otherwise, I'm not going to get the unique settings. It's going to give me the generic steering wheel profile, which default is pretty heavy frickin' force feedback and not like it's 240 degrees of rotation instead of 900 degrees of rotation, but I usually race at like 540 degrees of rotation, sometimes like 360 degrees of rotation. Depends on the game and it depends on the terrain, right? But we're just going to jump in now and run through Assetto Corsa initial startup. I have had this game installed on this PC. I think maybe not. Holy crap! So anyway, there's something called the Assetto Corsa Content Manager, which if you really get into the game, if you buy Assetto Corsa, if you're already a hardcore racing gamer, then you're already down with the program, right? You know the drill. Race Department is the place to go. You're going to find information and help and friendly, polite people from all over the world on Race Department, telling you about how to fix an issue that you might have with the Assetto Corsa content management system. It's a tool made by not the development company, not the game dev company, just some guy. It allows you to import and export game content because there are lots and lots and lots of custom tracks and custom cars, and that is the beauty behind Assetto Corsa. If you go back to R Factor 1, RF1, then you know how much an open platform or a customizable game adds to the racing pleasure. So anyway, hopefully you will start getting into racing games, and I'm going to show you a couple of throwbacks that might ease you into the program. I'm just going to give you one right off the bat. Race 07 and GTR EVO, EVO. GTR EVO. Race 07 and GTR EVO. They kind of go together. Race 07 came out, and then eventually Race 07 STCC, the Swedish Touring Car Championship. I think that's what the STCC stood for. It gave us 7 new tracks and a bunch of different cars. Oh, fantastic game. R7 or Race 07 was highly customizable. Tons and tons and tons of user-created tracks and cars. It is an old enough game. It came out in 2007. It might have come out in 2006, but it was labeled 2007. Anyway, so it's really old, right? But it's phenomenal, and it will run on your piece of crap laptop. Seriously, dude, you can play that game with a gamepad. But honestly, that's the game. Well, no, no. That's the game that I bought my G27. Holy cow. My G27 goes back to the year, 2009 or 10, because I probably played that game for 2 or 3 years with my Logitech Momo, my $89 frickin' first force feedback steering wheel I've ever had, with gas pedals and all that stuff. So, anyway, the evolution of racing, gamers, and steering wheels and controllers and all that crap. But now it's the year 2022. Assetto Corsa has been out for at least 4 years, maybe longer. I'm guessing closer to 6 years. And there has just been a ton of content released, custom tracks, custom cars. Also, another version, an extended version, kind of like Assetto Corsa Competizione, which has a specific group of DLC. It becomes rather expensive. You pay $20 for the game, or $30 for the game. Then you pay another $20 for the European touring group, or the Australian touring, blah, 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 GT3s, GT2s, whatever. Everything that you do then do after buying Assetto Corsa Competizione is like the core game costs you 30 or 40, 20, 30 or 40 bucks. You know, it depends. And then if it's on sale. And then you have to buy a bunch of DLC. And the DLC is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's probably 5 or 6 DLCs that are a minimum of 20 bucks a pop. So they really get you. But that's where a lot of the hardcore online racing geeks go, who were playing iRacing, and they just got bored with iRacing's constant milking them for money on all the different individual, here's another $9 for a track, here's another $15 for the car that you race on that track, and then, you want to get into this series? You need a little bit better car, or you need a different version of the track, so that's another $9, yabba dabba doo, right? So, anyway, I'm here to tell you that Assetto Corsa is a phenomenal game for a modern game, racing game, great graphics, tons of content that you can add from the world of racing game modders. Okay, so very simple menu. I'm not a fan of anybody's user interface. A lot of times, I'm staring right at the answer. It's on the screen, but I haven't clicked it. So I kind of get jacked up, just like a lot of people, I assume, and like, hey man, where's this? It's right there, dude. And then when you're playing multiplayer or you're in Discord, it's so helpful to have somebody who's familiar with the game introducing you to a new game. So what I want to show you is, you can go to special events, and there's all kinds of stuff here. Like Mikey likes it, and you're going to run the what do they call it? The Lotus Exige V6 Cup. That's nice. I like one design racing, or what do they call it? Single make. So here's a single make race. I could jump in there and go easy. We might do that. Here's a BMW. You can race 3, 5s, or 6s. BMW M3. I don't know what the 3, 5, 6 means. Different. Oh, wait, that looks like drag racing. Oh, dude, there's drag racing in this game. It's so weird. There's go-karts in this game. You can download a go-kart and go-kart tracks by user-created stuff. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and bounce out of this. How do we do this? We go back to... No. I don't want to exit. Let's go to options. No. Well, I don't want to exit the game entirely. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and exit the game. Ta-da. So, you see this moving window that I'm swirling around on the screen? You can't miss it. That is the Logitech Profiler, and you're going to have a similar interface if you buy a newer wheel. So if you get a G29, or if you get the G920, you're going to have more modern software than this old-fashioned system. But this is how things, this is how it was back in the day, man. And like I said, my wheel's at least 10 years old. It might even be 15 years old, but I don't think so. I think I was running the Logitech Momo, and we used the Logitech Profiler for that. This little app, this Logitech Profiler, was in business for over 10 years. I swear to God. All right, so I have already done. Okay, select a device. I got the G27 USB. It's the only device on my PC at the moment. I do swap in an Xbox 360 controller for other games, but not this one. Okay, select a game. I already have several games already in here, but I could click, hey, create a new game, and choose a different game. So then I go and I can choose, let's say, Dirt Rally 2. And it's going to let me have a unique profile for that game. So let's see, edit, game specific settings. For Dirt Rally 2, I've got those things, right? Cancel. But Assetto Corsa is different. Although I kind of wanted to come up with a baseline installation or profile so I can jump around between multiple racing games and not have to be so super specific, and so that everything kind of feels the same. Well, that doesn't really work because developers, do things differently. So I have, oh crap. Well, it's launching the game, but I'm going to go ahead and show you. If I edit game specific settings for my Assetto Corsa and my general default setup, sorry, it's there it is. Oh, goddamn. I've cranked the overall effects down to 25, 30, 30 on damper, 65, and my rotation at 540. So once you start getting familiar with steering wheels, oh man, the game's pretty loud right now. Shush. Okay, we'll finish up in a moment. Okay. Where am I going? I want to go to the Assetto Corsa. Okay. Give me my wheel. Here we go. That and this. Here we go. So, here's the Logitech Profiler. Oh, crap. And here is, what I was saying is I've got special force feedback settings. I've reduced the overall strength of the force feedback. And honestly, I'm squeezing the wheel right now, and that still feels like a little too much. But maybe because the game hasn't launched fully. Man, that seems really strong. I think I'm just going to back this guy down. Nope. Wow, I don't think I want to go all the way to 30. Oh well. Okay, let's not allow game to adjust settings. Doesn't feel, it still feels the same. All right. So anyway, you jack around with things in here. I don't want to fight my steering wheel. I want my steering wheel to feel like I have power steering, man. Even a race car is going to have power steering. Or when you're underway with speed, you're not going to fight the wheel like the default of the game setting, the wheel settings are. It's like they make it really strong because they think they want to impress you that, oh, hey, look, you're pushing really hard to turn the wheel on asphalt with power steering. Or underway. When you're underway, you know how it is. If you're stuck in a parking lot and you don't have power steering and you're cranking the wheel back and forth, that's pretty tough, right? You need to use a lot of strength. There's a lot of force required on the wheel to turn the wheels to just get in a parking spot when you have a vehicle that doesn't have power steering. How many of you have even driven a vehicle without power steering? Okay, only old guys like me, right? I'm pushing 60, man. So, I've had vehicles that didn't have power steering, including a Dodge Omni, a Suzuki Sidekick, and the Sidekick had power steering. Hell, we even had a 1967 Buick LeSabre that had power steering, of course. My 1964 Ford pickup truck didn't have power steering, but my 1972 Chevy Suburban four-wheel drive did. So, anyway, here we are. Uh-oh. Where did the... Oh my god, did I kill it? No. I thought I killed the streaming software. I just minimized it. Okay. So anyway, you're going to jack around with this a lot. And that's why I'm spending a lot of time talking to you about wheels and settings before we even get in the game. So I'm going to start with this, and we might come back and want to adjust that. All right. Now, I already showed you special events. It launches us into that screen, and we can pick some pre-made events that the developer has set up for us. We can go to custom championships, which are things that you will possibly create as you go forward in the game. I create custom championships because I like to do single make or one design racing. I used to race sailboats, so one design racing means everybody is in the exact same boat by the exact same manufacturer, and you are only allowed modifications within a specific realm of hardware. You can't increase pulley size. You can't increase your mast size or the square footage of your mainsail. One design with limitations. Single make racing is similar to that. Everybody has to be in a Corvette. You can't have a 454 versus a 350, or I don't know. There are specific limitations in single make racing and stuff. So then you can also jump into the career. So anyway, there's the broad overview, and I don't want to have to exit again all the way out of the game, so I'm just going to jump to the main menu, and should have access to damn near everything here. Now, like I said, I've just moved my steering wheel, gas pedals, shifter, and controls upstairs and reinstalled Assetto Corsa, or maybe this is the first time I've ever installed it on this PC. This upstairs PC, I have a downstairs PC that has kind of a weak video card. This thing has an NVIDIA RTX 3070. It's an AMD Ryzen 7 3700X. I have 64 gigs of DDR4 RAM. I have an M2 operating system hard drive. But all my games are on a Western Digital 6 terabyte black spinner, 7200 RPM spinning hard drive. So it's a pretty smoking machine, quite honestly. It's pretty fine machine. I am really stupidly happy with this machine. I've built my own machines for over, oh my God, my kid's 30 years old. So yeah, 30 years I've been building boxes. Holy crap, man. No, wait. He was 6 years old, so it's been 25 years. He was 6 years old he was 3 years old. He was 3 years old when I bought a Gateway 2000, and then I built my own machines ever since. I did buy one machine so that I could cannibalize. I stole the processor. I got the machine cheaper than I could buy the processor, so I bought the whole machine. And then I put my old processor into that machine, and my kid ended up getting a machine. So I had a faster processor. My kid got a faster machine overall than what he was using. Everything was a hand-me-down in the house, right? It went from dad to number one son to number two son. And then we all played Quake and Duke Nukem and multiplayer stuff back in the day, man. Really long time ago. So, anyway, you really don't care about any of that. You just want to know what's up with Assetto Corsa. But I like telling you stories. Hopefully you stick around for, that I'm entertaining and the stories are worth it versus, hey, man, I'm just going to play Assetto Corsa. Watch me race. So, anyway, you got a whole buttload of information there. Okay. Lots of different things here. Now, replays. I wonder if it's going to bring... No replay was... I thought it was going to be like Steam Cloud saves, maybe, and this would remember stuff, but apparently not. All right, so what we want to do is always look at the options. We've got a monitor running at 1920 by 1080. I usually just keep anisotropic filtering at 8x. I can't visually detect any major differences, especially when you're going 100 miles an hour, between 8x and 16x. Now, anti-aliasing samples, I probably have the headroom to jack that one up, and that might be actual visible. World detail got a maximum. Shadow resolution, it doesn't need to be ultra. Shadows, you're going 100 miles an hour, man. You're hardly going to see the difference there. But I do want my world detail to be obnoxiously huge. Okay, and we're going to run the benchmark, okay? So let's look at the effects. Smoke generation, it's normal. I don't really need to be that to be high. Smoke, big whoop. Show smoke in the mirrors. Yeah, that's kind of nice if somebody out behind you spins out, or if you're burning rubber. But enable post-processing, effect preset. Oh, yeah, I forgot about this crap. There's a couple different, looks that I never messed with. Overall effect quality. Well, that's just post-processing effects, right? So that's like smoke and glare and reflections and stuff like that. Motion blur is off. Crepuscular rays, heat shimmering effects. Yeah, that's all fine. That's not going to eat up very much out of this video card. Field of view. I think I might have actually jacked that up to be a little bit wider. Field of view, maybe 60. Glancing left and right, the speed, if you're going to use your steering wheel that way. G-force effects, okay. I'm going to bump to miles per hour because I am in the USA. Allow in-game app overlapping. I think I had that turned on before, and I did overlap some stuff, and it kind of like got a little busy, and I never corrected it, so I'm just going to leave that off. Lock the onboard camera to the horizon. That's like, it gives you a lot of, it makes your life more stable, but a little less realistic. Because if you really are freaking hammering on the brakes or on the gas, the horizon level is going to rise and fall against your dashboard, right? So I don't know really how I mean, I'm not going to test that. Okay. I want to hide the driver's arms. I get sick of that. Lock the virtual steering wheel. Nah, I like to see it going back and forth. I'd like to hide the steering wheel. Yeah, I don't need that. I don't need to see my arms in the steering wheel, okay? So, virtual steering wheel rotation limit, we're going to leave that off. We're not even going to look at it, right? So, now reflections. Mirror resolution. Nah. I have a wicked fast PC, so I could probably bump up a little more than, screw it. Then default, but high quality mirror reflection. Okay, sure. Mirror resolution, fine. Reflection quality, I am going to bump that up to medium. Reflection rendering frequency. I mean, dude, I've never run Assetto Corsa on this video card, and like I said, this game is rather old, but it placed a lot of stress on video cards that came out in the day. So there you go, and that was only the video section of options, right? Now we're going to go to audio, and I'm going to turn the master volume down to about 50% because when the engines are roaring, you won't be able to hear me speak if I'm talking during the race. So, you might, I love the roar of the engine. When I'm playing the game and nobody's home, I frickin' crank it, and I sit here in a race car going, roar! Yeah. All right, now, wheel, custom. This is where we will need to take a Be Right beer back. And here we go. All right, so we were talking about the wheel settings, and I'm going to have to go through I really want to do oh crap, you know what we did not do? Sorry, I'm going to go back and go to the video settings, and we're going to go back to the display, and we're going to start the benchmark. There you go. Man, I don't remember if this game requires that you save your settings when you exit and restart after changing graphic options. So, well, fingers crossed that it did retain the settings that I tweaked. We're about to find out, aren't we? Okay, so it's loading a whole bunch of cars at the bottom of the screen. You can see that it says loading car 15. It's a BMW Z4. There's going to be a Lotus Elise in here. Oh, no! Okay. Yeah, my firewall kicked in. All right, there's cockpit view with the steering wheel invisible and the driver's arms invisible. I don't need that. My peripheral vision when I'm driving my car or racing in real life, that is just tuned out by your brain automatically. You don't see that. It's not a distraction. In the game, it's a freaking distraction, man. It drives me nuts. So I wish they would change up the camera. But I think they're trying to give you a sense of what your FPS is going to be in-game. And if you notice in the upper left-hand corner, I'm running about 262 FPS. And my Steam overlay is actually blanking out the game feedback, but so far the game is averaging in their readout 240 FPS, and Steam is telling me 256. So there's a 15 frame variable between average and high-low, looks like, and it's burning 86% of my CPU. And I really can't tell how much GPU is being utilized, but anyway, you get a little feedback like that, and at the end, it's going to tell us a bunch of gibberish about, the game. Now, doesn't it look good? It looks pretty freaking good, in my opinion. And in 260 frames, I mean, I'm just going to jump back in there, and I'm going to grade everything. I mean, why the hell not? I got nothing to lose, really. Even though I've never really had a visual notice, I've never noticed anisotropic filtering at 8 or 16 FPS. But then again, I'm only playing at 1920 by 1080. So, same thing with, I'll jack the reflections to max. And, maybe do the shadows have anything to do with the reflections? Or is that just like, notice over on the right-hand side of the track? Well, we just went past some trees. They had shadows. Do we really need that to be better? They're gone. Now, the vehicle in front of me, I can see, he's got a shadow underneath his car. Those are ways that you can save a lot of frames per second if you have a weaker video card, by turning down the shadows and turning down the reflections. And sometimes that's smoke and miscellaneous stuff. All right, so I'm running Assetto Corsa version 1.16.4 on an X64 system. My FPS average was 256. My minimum, 108. My maximum was 332. 17% a variance of 17 frames. No, that's a hell of a lot more than 17 frames. So I don't understand that variance number. It was eating up 86% of my CPU. Load time was only 28 seconds. And you can see I'm running the NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3070 at 1920 by 1080. My operating system is Windows 10. CPU cores, the AMD Ryzen 7 3700X is really, it's a 4-core, but each core has 4 cores, or 4 processors in each core. That's why it's a 16-core CPU, I think. I think that's how that falls apart. Full screen is on, and anti-aliasing 4x, anisotropic filtering 8x, shadow 2040, and blur 0. World detail 5, smoke 3, blah 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 blah. Shall we do it again? I'm so very tempted to. I'm gonna go up to 8x for world details max, shadow resolution. Let's just go for it. Frame rate limit is off. I don't want to limit my frame rates, right? And then under effects, smoke generation. Fuck, let's go all the way, man. Just go all the way. Except what kills me is there is no just plain Jane default. Set everything back to default. Now, motion blur. Why is motion blur a thing? I'm just gonna leave it off because I think that's I think it tries to substitute for the fact that you have shitty frames, so it kind of blurs the action rather than putting up individual frames like a slideshow. It blurs the slideshow together. I'm not certain. I'm not. Don't quote me on that. Okay, so here, camera shake, and lock virtual steering wheel. Well, I mean, we don't have to do that when we've hidden it, right? All right, let's go ahead and unhide that and see just what the driver arms and the steering wheel, if they give us a performance hit. I don't think so, but I'm probably gonna have to bounce back in here and ditch that. Now, on reflections, mirror resolution, hell, max it. Oh, static revolution rendering. What? Ultra. All right, dude, we're maxed. And there is no save, so all I can do is hit that button, and we'll wait through it. This time we're going to see a steering wheel and arms, and greater reflections and shadows and smoke, man. And a higher level of anisotropic filtering, which I'd be hard-pressed to try to explain that to you. I really don't get it. If you're familiar with anti-aliasing, anisotropic filtering is kind of like builds upon that. Man, looking pretty fucking good, and I'm still getting 200 FPS. Alright, there's the steering wheel and the hands. And yeah, I mean, that's not really sucking my attention out of the game. If I was driving a cockpit view, I generally drive from the hood anyway. But, you know, all the jitter, when the guy's hitting the curb, or jitter for no reason when you're in a straightaway, that's kind of annoying and distracting. But now he's going to start paddle shifting, downshifting. He should anyway. Yeah, I saw a little blip on the fingers. Oh, I am now noticing a little better reflection. Oh, wow. Yeah, the mirror is pretty goddamn crisp. Okay, sounds good. I wonder how the sound quality is for the stream. Oh, well. It better work. Alright, so we're running at 198 as an average FPS. CPU utilization is only 80 this time. Alright, so we'll wait for the readout at the end of the benchmark. You know, I guess for a video, for people to watch it on replay, leaving the steering wheel and hands in place is probably okay. Because, you know, when I crash, you're going to see me throwing my hands up. Ah! Protect the face! Oh! Man! Let off the throttle a little too much, man. You were so close to getting that guy in front of us. Amateurs. What are you going to do? Yeah, dude, this game is so hard when you really get in there, and we're going to be playing on easy with the easiest fucking AI we can come up with. Because I'm just breaking myself back in. You know, when you begin playing a game that is capable of full simulation. Oh, I got to take up, sorry. Like Assetto Corsa. You really need to start out on amateur level. Now, there's some hard-ass aliens who are like, no, just jump right in, go for the max, or you're a pussy. Oh, well, they can be themselves. I don't care about them. All right, Assetto Corsa version, yabba-dabba-doo. Average frames were 202. Oh, with a 71 minimum. Dude, that's still playable. That's well over 60. So I don't think you're going to see any... I don't think you're going to see your car warp. And you're not going to see other vehicles on the track warping. At least, I mean, we're playing single player or we're running locally here. But, all right. So the maximum FPS was 267. But our average was 200 with every single graphics option maxed. I'm going to be okay with that. CPU utilization was lower than the last go-round. I don't know why. It's 79%. All right, so load time, 15 seconds. Wow, that's remarkable. So here we go. We're going to stick with those settings. Poof. And we're going to bounce to audio. Okay, so I think we already looked at the audio. I mean, there's nothing to change here. I just changed the master volume because, engine. Yeah, I'm gonna bump the engine down a full 1 point. Oh, from 1. Yeah, let's just reduce it by 20%, just to make sure that I don't overwhelm the mic while I'm in game. All right, configuration presets. So now let me go back. Yeah, now we're going to controls. Okay, configuration presets. The Logitech G27 900 plus shifter. Why are there two of them? Oh, that's G25. All right. So there's G27 900 plus shifter. Bam. Apply the preset. All right. Now, there it is. Oh, whoa, that's a full 900 degrees. All right, so it did say I did in my Logitech profiler, which is still open. I did tell it to allow in-game overrides or in-game customizations. So if I go to edit, specific game settings, right? So here it is. Use special game settings, allow the game to adjust settings. So I think I need to exit the game and restart. Well, maybe I just need to click OK. Yeah, no, that didn't change. So profile, edit, specific game settings, and I'm going to go ahead and allow the game. I'm going to allow in-game changes, and I'm going to jack this down to 540. Oh man, I can't use the arrow keys just to bump it. I gotta do it by mouse. All right, well, it's gonna be 542 unless I go like this. Oh, the arrow keys don't change it. Damn you. Ah, okay. As long as I click, it goes in round numbers. There, 540. Woohoo! Okay, throttle. Okay, there it is. 100. You can see the slider. Brakes. 0 to full. Clutch has become activated. Handbrake. Handbrake is going to be this. Crap. This button. What? Really? All right. Oh, why is my handbrake not working? Waiting for input. I don't want to reach off the wheel. Okay, well, I can't get the. Okay, I'm going to save current, but I can't get the handbrake to be recognized. Axis 2 is already assigned to throttle. Okay. Wait. Yes, axis 1 is steering, axis 2. So waiting for input. Double click it. I tried the paddle shifters. I tried pressing a button. And it's not working. Oh well, let's carry on. Shifters. Gear shift up is button 5 and button 6. Okay, so there's my paddle shifters for some vehicles. I am going to pound the paddles. Now, use separate shifter. Oh, it's not recognizing the shifter, dude. I mean, I'm putting it into gear. Oh, okay, it's saying button 9. No. Oh, okay, I just had to release it. I wasn't paying attention. So now, bam. Okay. Pull back. I was expecting it to register what I did, but not until I shift out of it. There we go. Boom. And 6. And I don't have a 7th gear, so I'm going to go for reverse. Is button 15. Gear shift debouncing. I don't even know what that option is. Prevent accidental gear shifts due to faulty hardware. Okay. Going to go ahead and do an incremental save here. And we're going to go to secondary. Brake balance. Oh, wow. I can doink around with all these keys to change my brake balance in the saddle while I'm in the race car, right? I'm not going to mess with that right now, but curve effects, road effects. Man, this is really some really strong force feedback. I'm not too hip on this. I'm going to go back to the main controls. Shifters, secondary. I'm looking for a way to change the oh, but the handbrake took effect. Okay, so it is going to be button 23. Yep, and then the horn I don't care about. I do want glance left, bam, glance right, bam, oh, glance back. I want that to be 23. So I do need to reassign my handbrake to the top. Button 8, okay, that's fine. Change camera. This is one of the most important buttons, and I always try to reassign it to the exact same button on my steering wheel at all times. All right, I think I'm pretty okay. Recovery. Oh. MGU-K, delivery, recovery. I don't know what that means. Engine brake. Man, there's just a lot of crap in here that I'm not familiar with. Oh man, you can turn traction control on and off. Are you kidding me? Brake balance, front and rear can be assigned to different keys. Wow. Yeah. Okay, force feedback. Here you go. Gain. Minimum force, 10%. Road effects. Steering. Gamma enhanced understeer effect. Half force feedback update rate. Combined with keyboard input. Wow. I'm going to have to stick my nose into race department forum and get back into what the hell all this shit's about. Force feedback. I mean, no, it was at 100%, but I'm not feeling any difference. Let me save current. And yeah, I'm not feeling any difference. So I don't know what the gain actually means. But here again, I think we need to there we go. 100. It was at 100. I'm going to leave it there. And I'm probably going to jack around with these settings outside of the game to see if I have to modify my controls. Okay, so we just got done with the controls. And let's see. Here we go. Wow, really stiff steering. Impossible. I'm not going to enjoy playing with those settings. Profile. GameBrain. I am from planet Earth. I have access to all cars and all tracks. Oh, that's just going to be a readout of my personal bests. Oh, man, it doesn't save your profile online, so it doesn't know my history after 100 hours. All right, so then general settings. Language. Launcher width limit. Oh, wow. 1920 by 1080, so it's going to be 1920. Yeah, wide. Force 32-bit, no. Ignore Windows display scaling settings. I don't know. I had freaking pretty badass settings. Display tooltips, display compact results screen after session. Nah. Keep selected track conditions between game modes. Modify assists based on controller settings. Serial opponent livery. Skip intro video. Yeah, I'm going to skip that. If you buy the game, you can see it yourself. But it eats up a lot of time. Screw that. Auto save replays. Yes. Okay. Maximum replay file size. I got a ton of hard drive space, so let's go ahead and bring that up. Oh. I thought it was going to click in 10 megabyte increments. Okay, well, it was 26. Okay, so 164, who cares? Max race replays to autosave. The maximum race replays to autosave is only 2? Nah. I like to see, I got plenty of hard drive space, so we're good. Max qualifying replays to autosave. I don't care about qualifying. Other replays to autosave. Minimum replay time to save. Maybe that's something that's replay rather than a full replay. Maybe that's just a, what do they call that? A flashback. Maybe not. Clear pre-selected car preview cache and unload or reload UI. Okay, don't need that right now. Draggable clock and G meter. All right, so we've been through all of the options. Okay, here's replays that we don't have any saved yet. Here's career that we don't have. Oh no! That was like, here. I want to start the career. I clicked on the career button. So you're going to see the little video at least once on this video. Looks pretty good. But like I said, if you've been in the game, if you've been in the racing business, you know that, okay, so here's the career. And I'll get back to if you've been in the racing business, I'll get back to that. The career is really fun. They start you out in a little chump change car, and you build up from a little learner vehicle to a better vehicle to a better vehicle to a better vehicle to a better vehicle, all the way up to the T3. Actually, beyond that, you get all the way up to the GTX3, or yeah, GT3X. So it really is a fun game with a lot of depth in terms of a racing career. Okay, but if you just want to drive, and that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to run you through a couple of these things that I find to be really, really important, and that is, I guess I'm going to have to retitle this an introduction to racing wheels with Assetto Corsa, because it's kind of been what I've been harping about. All right, so I could go to challenges. I can run a hot lap, special events. If you look at special events, you got a showdown. That's a race, drag race, right? And then you've got these special events. You can do a time attack where it's just going to be about setting lap times on the track. You run it over and over and over all by yourself. No interference. You can run drifting. But what I like to do is I like to go to race. And, well, I guess I choose a quick race. Yeah. And then I choose a car. So if you select, okay, so let's start at the top. At the upper left-hand corner, you see this drive icon, right? We were in the settings and options crap, and then we went to drive. So the steering wheel is active. We're going to skip practice. We're going to skip the challenges. We're going straight into a race, and we're going to race. We're going to do a quick race. We could set up our own custom championship. We could go to a drag race strip. We can run a race weekend where it's going to be multiple races across a period of time with the same group of challengers. But in a quick race, you get to build your own damn race. And that's what I like. Select a car. Okay. I like to run the Mazda Miata. And I don't have, there it is, the Mazda Cup car. Okay, so let's go there. When you click the, let me just show you real quick. I went through that kind of quick. Okay, so we got drive, quick race, and select the car. So I selected the Mazda. I could have, if I hit back and select car, I could have selected Mercedes. You can just click the select car thing again, and I can choose Chevrolet, and I can run the Corvettes. Click select car, all. Here's everything. Okay, but you don't get to scroll down. You have to hit the little arrow things. It does seem a little bit archaic in terms of the user interface. Oh, speaking of archaic, here's this guy. But you can jump into this, the Porsche 911 RS3. Woohoo! Fast car, fun car. Well, clearly there are faster cars, but that's stupidly fun. Did we already blow past Beamers? Here's a GT3 RS Porsche 911. Yeah. I'm telling you, Race Department is your best friend for this game because there are so many cars available that have been upgraded and modernized, and you can play them. And all right, so like I said, I like to run the Mazda, and when you notice if I hover on this, I could choose an RX-7 or the Mazda MX-5. Honestly, I recommend running this when you are starting out. If you jump into the fastest car, you're going to crash into walls left, right, and everywhere else, and you're going to be pissed off and not have fun and say this game sucks. So, start slow, bro. If you click this little wrench, really all you're getting to do is change colors. But you got to click the little wrench to change colors. And then you got to click the little CD up here. And you only get a couple of canned colors. You really don't have a full paint shop here. But trying to remember which car I liked. Yeah, I liked this one. So I'm going to go with that guy. Let's see. What is this? Yeah, you can choose to fawn over your vehicle in different showrooms, right? Why isn't it going to showroom? Oh, I guess I selected it, then I have to hit 360. And it should just show me the car in a white field. Yeah. Okay. So I right click and I get to look at the car. Or I can sit here and wait forever and a day for it to turn around, but I'm going to go round and round with the mouse. You don't get to customize your rig. So that's all there's to that. If we go back here and then choose beach and then choose 360, then we're going to see that it's just going to show us the same 360-degree car, but now we're at there's a beach behind us, right? So big whoop. Okay, now you could just hit checkered flags, but that would throw us on whatever track is already selected back here. So hit that back button, that back arrow. If you missed that, I was in here, up here at the top, next to the color CD selector. I went back. So we go from select car to select track. Okay, I don't know if Laguna Seca is a default track, but it's one of my favorites, and I am familiar with it. So I'm going to go ahead and join, or I'm going to select Laguna Seca, right, which I did here. You can see it's red. The other ones are not, because that's the active and selected track. Then I go to opponents, and here's where it gets kind of weird. You can choose a custom field, or you can choose a random field, and you can choose the number of opponents. Oh, why is that not working? Huh. Well, I want to play single make, and I want to allow a field of up to 23 cars. What? Yeah. Random. I don't know why it's not. Oh, add visible cars. Then I could do that. I'd be racing a Mazda 787. I'd be racing all the Mazdas against one another. Okay, so I'm going to clear all those. I don't want to do that. You can create a custom field where you can add visible or filter by brand. Oh, so I could pick this guy, and then I could go to Mercedes, or I could go to BMW. There are no BMWs available. MER. Wow, there's no Mercedes? Really? Okay, what if I put in Chevy? Oh, okay, I gotta go by brand. Oh, okay, then I could pick, let's see, Mercedes is here. Yeah, so I could do that, and then I could do that one. And you can build your field. I'm going to clear them all because I really want to do a single make where all the cars, single make grid, all the cars are going to be these guys. And why isn't it? Okay, it is retaining my paint job, strangely. Oh, shit. Oh, now it's retaining my paint job, but a minute ago it wasn't. All right, so here we are. So, quick race. I've selected my car. I've selected my track. I've selected my opponents. Everybody's going to be in a Mazda Cup car, so it's an even playing field. Now I've selected my opponents, but then for the summary, we have this, and this is what you really need to pay attention to. Okay, so for this session, I'm running at 10 a.m. It's a clear day. It's 26 Celsius. I wish they would give me frickin' a choice. They let me run Imperial or KMPH, right? So I can choose between kilometers and miles per hour, but I can't choose between frickin' Celsius or Fahrenheit. That seems silly. So anyway, the assists, I'm not going to run the custom. I'm going to go with Gamer. And Gamer gives me tire blankets, mechanical damage. Slipstream effect is off, or 1. Huh, look at that. So I could go to Pro, Racer. If you go to Pro, you can see that the sliders all change, right? When I go to Racer, the sliders change. When I go to Gamer, they change. You can go to Custom and modify this to be Pro and make it even harder. You can turn traction control completely off. You could get rid of mechanical damage, but I don't want to do that. So you notice when I touched one of these things, the Custom tab lit up. So it automatically switched from Pro to Custom. But if I go back to Pro, or if I go back to Gamer, all those sliders change, right? Even if I change the slider and turn traction control off, now it's on Custom. So I can bounce back over to Gamer, and it returns to the Gamer default settings. This is where I suggest you... Anyway, I'm going to play on Gamer. Everything defaults to the easiest possible realism settings. Then I'm going to click for the time of day, the kind of weather we're going to run in. Starting position, well, I could set myself to start in any position. I like to start in the middle of the pack since we have a full gate at 24 plus me is 25 cars, I think. I'll start in the middle of the pack. Race duration is only going to be 2 laps. You know what? Let's bump that up to... Oh, let's bump this up to... Wow, that really changed quickly. 3 laps. Jump start penalty, none. Penalties, on, off, yeah, don't care. Ambient temp, you don't even know what 26 Celsius is. Wind, random, yabba dabba doos. I think we're good there. So, we've gone through Gamer. It's going to be a single session. 23 opponents, 24 cars total. Okay, so their aggression level. Now here's what you want. I want to set their aggression to 0, the variation between drivers to 0, and the driver strength I want to set to 80%. If you put it at 100%, you're going to lose. So go to 80%, and you might be able to pull off a win. But I'm going to hit this back arrow again. It's going to throw me in here. So I'm going to look at the session stuff. We've already, looked at these. We set from 2 laps to 3 laps. We're going to start in the middle of the pack. I'm going to run gamer difficulty level. And our opponents will be really, really dumbed down to help us get to know how this goes. So quick race, summary. So I think that's pretty much it. Then what we're going to be looking at this last column is the calendar. And I guess, why does it say Spa 30 laps? Oh, that's next. That's December 2nd. It's just building a race calendar. So if we want to continue, that's where we'll be going after this race, I think. Maybe. I don't know. I really don't know. Anyway, you notice if the session, realism, opponent, results. When I click into session, that's what these are. This is my session. This is my realism. This is my opponents, and the bottom one would be my calendar. All right. So after much ado, I'm going to embarrass myself by jumping into a quick race. But hey, at least I'm starting middle of the pack on the grid. And, whew, man, this wheel is stiff, bro. I'm telling you. All right, at the bottom of the screen, you can see loading car 10 of the Mazda MX5 Cup. Everybody on the gate is going to be in the same car. Might even have this one teammate with the same paint job. Hopefully he's not going to be running the same number. Now, here's another weird situation. I'm not real hip on this screen. But, yeah, you can go here and mess around with gears, fuel, dampers, your setup, basically, right? That's what the wrench is about. You can go here and look at the times you have set recently, and have none, of course, and then they give you a bunch of other analytic kind of stuff. It's a quick race, 3 laps. It hasn't been started yet. 10 o'clock, 26 Celsius. It's recapping everything we looked at before. So there it is. I hit the steering wheel, and we are in the game. Now, I'm going to rotate through the different... Oh, shit. That's not what I wanted. Restart the session. What is my... Well, I guess I just hold the clutch, right? Yeah. All right, so over here, steering wheel, bam, you're in the race. I was cycling through the different cameras. So I was using my clutch, so I didn't jump the start. Now because I dumbed everybody down, I'm getting the jump on them. If I had left everybody at about 100% skill level, they'd be way the hell ahead of me, and I wouldn't be able to catch up to them like this. Okay, I'm going to try to race clean and not bump anybody. But honestly, when you're playing single player, it's real easy to muscle people around. And I can't say it's not going to happen. Now the Miata is a fairly underpowered vehicle. It's a little, is it a 6-cylinder? I think so, maybe. Mazda Cup 6, maybe. I don't know. But I'm falling behind these guys. And if I look behind me, I got a mob behind me that's probably all pissed off because I'm taking up everybody's racing line. Okay, running up the back hill into the carousel. Or no, not carousel. What do they call that? The snake going down the hill. Corkscrew. Is this a corkscrew? I think so. So you notice their little line on the track is there to help you understand. Green means go, red means brake, or go slow, then yellow, coast, and green, gas it. And that's like a ballpark, right? So if you can late brake, go in deeper before you hit the red and start braking, and then you get the yellow, and if you can hit the green while you're still in the yellow and not spin the rear, I mean, with traction control and all the assist on, you can pretty much do that. But probably not going to get much better than 4th place here, if I'm lucky. I find it really difficult to drive a momentum car like the Miata. You kind of got to coast through the corners. It's not like the Corvette where if you get on the gas too soon, you're going to spin the rear just because this car has nothing to... it won't spin the rear. And you got enough balls. But anyway, this is the kind of setup I like to do to get myself back into Assetto Corsa since I've been away for months. Played a little bit in the garage before I moved back upstairs, but like I said, I got tired of having to dick around with turn on the heat and all that. So you can drive outside of the car. You can drive in the cockpit, and you know, when you're just getting reacquainted with the game, I like to drive like this for a little bit, but then I like to drive from the hood or the bumper. Now I did catch up to these guys, so lucky me, but the leader is gone, and I'm in 4th. Oh shit, man! Cut that corner. Okay, let me get a little distance. Only got 1 lap to go. This is lap 2 of 3. Notice at the top center it says 2 of 3. So, I got some late braking in. Hopefully, I'll get some early acceleration. Be able to catch these guys down the straight. I'll be able to late brake into that corner at the bottom of the hill. It's a tricky corner. It's like a multi-apex. So I struggle with this corner, man, because you get so freaking fast down the straight and over the hill. Okay, I said I was going to try to race clean, but in single player, you know, you can end up bumping people. Ah! I blew it. Overcooked. Into the corner. Oh, man, I had my chance to beat that guy. Totally blew it. Oh, I held good momentum through there, though. I'm gaining on him. He hit the brakes. I just coasted. I let up and gassed it again. So now maybe I can carry momentum here. Oh, yeah, I'm gaining on him. Got no balls going up the hill. Neither does he. That's why I like driving one-class cars. We're an equally matched vehicle, so it's all about the driver's skill. Oh, baby, I'm getting him. Oh, I had more drive out of the corner. I carried more momentum, more speed through that turn and up the hill. Woohoo! Here we are, going into the corkscrew. I can usually hustle through here pretty quick. Oh, yeah, I stopped up pretty bad there. Haven't been to Laguna in a long time. Oh, my God. No wonder I love this game so much. Oh, God, I've missed it. Didn't even know I was missing it because you just, you know, get busy with other stuff, and here we are. Leader's on the final lap. Oh, well, I think the leader already done finished. I should be in 2nd place, man. Oh, wait, this is the final lap? What? Really? I thought that was lap 303. No, it says final lap at the top. Bam, there it is. Race, second place, session over. Ah, man, wow. Love this game, dude. Love this game. Okay, so they throw us straight into the pits. I thought you got to, or I thought the game just coasted you around a little bit. So now if I hit escape, I can run a replay, or I could restart the session, but why? I got second place. I also started in 12th place. I mean, I wasn't running at the back of the pack. It'd be fun to pick your way from, 24th up to 12th place. That would be fun because there's more traffic and more dodging inside, outside of a turn. More guys you can bump into accidentally. Sorry about that, Robot Racer. FPS, 125 FPS, with all those cars in view. 144, 99, 87, 79. Oh, more cars ahead. They put a burden on the FPS. Now, 9 times out of 10, you're not racing mid-pack. You're going to be at the front of the back. So, notice a green stripe on the track. If you go up in difficulty, that actually you can just go turn that off in the settings. But you notice there's also some feedback at the bottom of the screen. Shows me how much fuel, RPMs, the gear I'm in, my speed, the lap I'm on, and the position. I found this unusual that there aren't multiple transponders throughout the track. That's it. You don't. The transponder doesn't update your position until you cross the finish line. Like so many races on the television, you can see the transponders going off hell all over the track. The position updates get pounded out pretty quick. Maybe that's only on motorcycles. I don't know. I thought it was on cars too. I don't watch much auto racing. Actually, I didn't watch no auto racing. I watch MotoGP, Supercross, and Motocross. And MXGP, if it's on at midnight, I'm awake. Anyway, man, isn't that a beautiful little car? So now, what I would do from here would be to probably jump into another car that's not super ferocious. The Corvette, I might be able to handle right now. But if you're a true beginner, and you're just starting on this game, you're using a gamepad or a keyboard for now, stick to the Mazda, dude. It's a very easy entry-level race car, but you do have to carry speed through the corners, or you're gonna get railed on. Whoa, hit and stay off the curbs. It's a tiny little lightweight car. It'll bounce you around. So yeah, there you go. Super fun racing and super fun game. So let's go and resume. And I guess since the race is over and it wasn't a series or anything, we're done. Back to the pits, restart the session, or exit. I guess I hit exit. And here we are. New personal best at Mazda MX5 Cup at Laguna. Minute 50.5. Wow. Getting around Mazda, or getting around, well, they call it Mazda Raceway or Laguna Seca, but for a period of time it was called Mazda Raceway. I've always known it as Laguna Seca, but I'm in the Mazda. And getting around in that game on a motorcycle for me it's been pretty tough getting below that 2-minute mark. So I think a minute 50 is pretty badass.